Welcome to this explainer. Today we're jumping right into some incredibly profound wisdom about life, patience, and the whole messy, intricate process of growth. Drawing from a really insightful homily, we're going to unpack the deeper meaning behind seeds and look at why these ancient agricultural metaphors might actually hold the exact key to fixing our modern, deeply stressful timelines for success.
So let's start with a deeply relatable modern frustration. You know the feeling. Why hasn't my hard work paid off yet? Honestly, it's something almost all of us experience. We feel like we're putting in maximum effort, we're planting all the right seeds, doing everything totally by the book, and yet we're seeing absolutely zero results. The source material tackles this anxiety head-on, really digging into that terrible feeling we get when our personal timeline for success just doesn't match up with reality.
And really, it's no wonder we feel this way, right? Our source argues this frustration stems directly from our environment, this deeply ingrained instant culture we're all swimming in. We are literally conditioned to crave immediate gratification. I mean, think about it. You scroll past viral iPhone giveaways, you hear about instant cash from massive lottery jackpots, or you're sold these one-pill miracle cures that promise to just magically melt away your health issues in a week. We even get it from politicians making overnight promises to fix deeply rooted societal problems the second they take office. We are just constantly bombarded by the illusion of fast success.
But here's the reality check, perfectly summarized in this profound little truth from our source. The day that you plant the seed is not the day that you will reap its fruit. It sounds so obvious, right? Yet it's a reality we fight against every single day. Real life and genuine growth simply does not operate on an instant timeline. Rejecting this reality? Well, that only leads to continuous disappointment and total exhaustion.
Section 1. The Parable of the Sower, a lesson in divine persistence.
To really wrap our heads around this pacing, the biblical parable of the sower perfectly illustrates how God, and honestly just nature itself, operates with ultimate, unshakable patience. It brilliantly shows that failure is usually the prerequisite to a harvest. Think about the sower tossing seeds. They don't all just magically sprout. First, some fall in the path and are snatched away instantly. Second, some hit rocky ground. They shoot up quickly, but with no roots, they just wither away. Third, some fall in thorny ground and are completely choked out by worldly worries. It's only that fourth batch, the one landing in good soil, that actually develops deep roots and an abundant harvest. The sower didn't just throw his hands up and quit after the first 3 failures. Failure and the waiting that comes with it are literally built into the process.
So, the core takeaway here, your first effort will not always be fruitful. Just like that farmer, your first business attempt might flop. Your first time taking a board exam might end in a failing grade. Your first serious relationship might not go the distance. But that absolutely does not mean you're on the wrong path, and it definitely doesn't mean you should stop planting.
Moving to Section 2. Roots before fruits, the hidden process of growth. We really need to understand the biological necessity of building a hidden foundation before you ever see tangible rewards. And the bamboo tree is basically the ultimate example of this. For its first 4 years, the bamboo tree grows entirely underground. Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, Year 4, it is doing completely invisible work. It's expanding its root system, it's solidifying its foundation, and deepening those roots in total darkness. To anyone walking by, it looks like absolutely nothing is happening. It's only in Year 5 that you finally see this rapid, massive upward growth. Before there is visible fruit or some crown of success, there absolutely must be an invisible, deeply rooted foundation that's strong enough to support it.
In fact, the source warns us that fast success, without that underlying character development, is genuinely dangerous. Think about the reality of pacing for a second. If you get money instantly, it's easily lost. If you're handed power too quickly without knowing how to wield it, it becomes abusive. If you find faith without actually doing the hard work of practicing it, it dries up the minute things get tough. But slow growth? Slow growth yields strong character, lasting blessings, and roots deep enough to withstand life's storms. The natural process of growth is designed to prepare your character, so when you finally do achieve your dream, you're actually strong enough to keep it.
Which brings us to Section 3, Reevaluating Storms, Catalysts for Deepening Roots. We usually think of life storms as punishments, right? Well, actually, scratch that. They are necessary external forces that strengthen a tree's roots and deepen its foundation. Our source makes a really fascinating point here. Without storms, without violent winds and resistance, a tree's roots remain dangerously shallow. What that means for you is that your current struggles aren't hindering you. They're actively forcing you to grow deeper. Every single time you face an obstacle, your roots are digging further into the soil, anchoring you for whatever success is coming your way.
Section 4. Trusting the process in real life, mapping the metaphor to daily struggles.
So how does this actually map onto our daily anxieties? Well, let's look at sickness. Healing isn't instant. The process requires therapy, proper medicine, and rest. Rushing it just makes it worse. Or take your career and wealth. The real process isn't winning the lottery, it's saving slowly for lasting security. And for marriages and relationships, the source uses this beautiful metaphor of a mango tree. You don't plant a mango tree and expect fruit the very next morning. It takes daily cultivation. You have to endure the dry seasons, the quiet days, and water it with a lot of patience. Lasting results in literally any of these areas require enduring the process.
Which leads us to this amazingly blunt, slightly dark but completely accurate reminder from the text. If you hurry to the cemetery. I mean, it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Constantly hurrying, trying to fast-track your way through life, and stressing over instant results, it only leads to burnout. By bypassing the waiting period, you're actually stripping away the very lessons you need to survive once you reach your destination.
And finally, Section 5, waiting for the perfect time, finding peace in the process.
Look, we know the timeline of growth can feel agonizingly slow, but the timing is always exactly what we need to learn. When that heavy, frustrating impatience starts creeping in, you can lean on this really grounding thought. Calm me, O Lord. Give me peace. Teach me to wait and to continue, even if there is no fruit yet. It's such a powerful call to stay the course, right? To maintain your character and keep planting those positive seeds, even when you aren't getting a pat on the back or an immediate reward for it.
The most important growth always happens in the dark, out of sight, beneath the soil. You have to keep watering your seeds and trust the deep work those roots are doing, knowing the harvest will arrive exactly when you're strong enough to hold it. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought for your own journey. Are you willing to keep planting today, even if you can't see the harvest tomorrow?